What up, brothers? Y'all already know what it is. I'm back with it. 2024. We in March 2024. But anyway, it's a lot of people that's been talking to. Well, there's been a lot of discussion about Draya, Michelle, and Jaylen Green, the young basketball player. The fact that you have an older woman that is dating a very younger man, 17 years her uh I guess you could say her junior. I don't know, but she's 17 years younger than her. So, brothers, I've heard people say that she's a predator. I've heard people say that she's grooming, but I have a brother up here that's he's going to have his perspective. My perspective is, we got to focus on what men need to do. And I'm not going to say that she's grooming. I'm going to say that she is on survival mode. Keep in mind, brothers, that allegedly she is pregnant by Jaylen Green. She's only been dating him for I think between 3 to 4 months. That's it. She was with a football player before that, or I'm sorry, she was with another basketball player. She has dated so many celebrities, and you got to understand that these women, once they're in that certain lifestyle, or they are used to it, they cannot go back. Or I'm not gonna even say go back. They're not gonna go. They're not gonna go date a regular guy, a 9 to 5 guy, or a blue collar guy. They're not gonna date nobody like that. That's why I use the word allegedly. Uh, you in the comments, but people have said that it's been confirmed because she has shown her belly. I'm not sure. I would hope that this brother would take a DNA test. Keep in mind, brothers, she's 39 years old and he is only 22 years old. There are a couple of other NBA players that are doing the same thing. So, do I think that he's a victim? In my personal opinion, the answer is no, because we live in an information society right now. So he could have easily looked this woman up. She's been on I don't know what state or what city, but she's been on basketball housewives, and she was also an Instagram model. She dated numerous different celebrities. Jay-Z. She dated Gilbert Arenas. She even dated Paul Pierce. She dated quite a few athletes and actors.
Oh yeah, just to
So
chime in,
yes, sir.
the other NBA player is only 27, 28. So the other guy is also in his 20s.
Mm.
So just to let you know.
So
So yeah,
right. But brothers, I personally don't think that she's grooming. I think that she's just in a survival mode. She has 3 children by 3 different men. And this is something that I don't understand with a lot of us men. Like I'm not going. I would like you have to. Again, I've already said this already before. Is it can be dangerous to date a single mother. I'm not saying it is, but it can be dangerous to date single mothers. And to me, this brother is in a dangerous situation, but he doesn't know it because he's using the wrong head to make his decisions. But let's go ahead and get into the video because I want to hear what Shannon Sharp and Gilbert Arenas has to say.
And Jaylen Green. Joe Budden called her a predator. I don't know. Listen, for me personally, I don't know a whole lot about her. I mean, uh, I know she dated what's the guy from the Cowboys? Yeah. Orlando Scandrick. I think they have a child together, but that's about the extent of what I know about her. I ain't into that kind of. I don't really go that deep into it. Ah, damn, Gil, why you up there got a stone? Ah, damn.
You know why? Brothers, you know why he's so quiet? It's because he's one of the ones that dated her. He has dated her. I don't know how long. I don't even know how long the relationship
yeah.
was, but he dated her. So that's why he's a little bit quiet. But let's go ahead
Now
and
I don't.
continue. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I don't think she's a predator for. I don't think she's a predator in context of dating younger men.
Mhm.
But I do think that she's just in another class where she's in a world where I do think she's just a fantasy, and I think some men just get caught up with her. I think she's just one of those women. She reminds me of Bernice Burgos. I just found out about her like a year ago, and she's very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just to be able to say I did something with this. She's just a fantasy, because I feel like when these women are passed around to that degree, and only thing she's getting out of the bundle is some babies, but no ring. I know women like to count he proposed to me as a some type of goal, or it means something to women, but it doesn't at all to men. But I think that she's just a fantasy. She's very attractive. She's very youthful. So I can understand why some men are getting caught up. To be honest with you.
Right. Right. Let's go ahead and continue.
Wait, hold on. This mofo.
No, stop.
Man, Gil. Gil, this man stand up here stone face. I'm up here talking, so you know a lot about her.
Hey, your research team, stop researching.
God, yeah, I'm over here thinking about, man, yeah, you know. Hold on, they say Megan World size. Hey, man, they up here talking about Megan World size men 13. Jeez, I don't care if she got a 15. I'll take them here. I'll take the bro. If she wear Tim's, I'll take a round up offer. Hey,
yeah, I know a little something. Nah.
So what's going on? What's your look? What's me personally? Dude, 21. I mean, we all had. Hey, look, and they about 40 ain't old. No, 40 is not old. But hey, when you 19, like your boy was, hey, it is what it is. She's in the she's 39, right?
39, yeah.
Just 39. Okay, 39 ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so the problem, the real problem for a lot of women who's, that's dated very successful men with money, right? When nobody their age wants them anymore, because they done got wife, they married, they done did this. The only way you survive is to go backwards. Because the only people that's gonna take you serious is someone who don't know you, or someone that idolizes you. So some of these older women that has names that are famous, right? The men in their age group know them.
Right.
We good, right? The young people who's looking through the magazines, like, oh, it is you. They appreciate that woman. So yeah, it might look sideways, especially if it was man. The man is older and the woman younger. Yeah, that'll look frowned upon. I mean, the real question is, what the fuck are y'all talking about? 39 and 21. But I'm sure that, hey, do what we're gonna do.
Right.
But
Now, brothers, before I let them continue, keep in mind he said that the older women. Let me tell you something. With older women, the older men if they already know they've been passed around, they're not going to wife them up if they know that they've been passed around. So guess what? A lot of older women, and I'm not saying, well, you know what? There are older women that will go and seek younger men because it's a control thing. See, older women are already stuck in their ways. So they don't feel that they should be controlled because they think that they've experienced life. They think they know everything. So nobody could tell them what to do. So now they're going to get somebody younger. And the thing is, and again, this guy, Jaylen Green, he has a bag. He has money. I'm not sure exactly how much he's making, but but in a couple of years, if he's still a good player, he can get the max contract, which would be about $300 million. Depending on how many years he plays for. So, brothers, these older women know that they're not being. They know that they still look good, but they also know that they're not wife material. Again, she's been passed around. You can look it up from 2010. She has been with quite a few men, over 10, and I only seen 10. It's probably more than that. I just know 10 off the top of my head. Go ahead, Real.
Yeah, he did get that contract. I guess this whole thing is kind of old though, to be honest with you, because he's 22 now, she's 40 now, he did get that 300 million contract. He is a
Oh, okay.
prospect. He's going to be like Hall of Famer. Yeah, I think she's a predator for a certain degree of certain class of men. She's just in that industry, and
Mhm.
I think that she just as much as she's irresponsible with who she's letting uh come inside of her. I think those guys are just as irresponsible as far as like doing it themselves. Like I think she's just they like I said they get caught up. I don't think that she is valued in a sense where someone's saying, "Oh, she's a wife." I know the fantasy and it's the media will say, "Oh, she looks like a trophy wife." No, she's an industry hoe, and that's just simply what she is. And they don't really, I don't really look at it as long as it's law abiding. I don't care.
Right.
Like I said, a few hundred years ago, people were getting married at 14, 12, from
Mhm.
ages 14 and 12.
Right.
I do think the reason why it went up a lot is because of how the programming goes with the education system.
Mhm.
How far we advance as far as the outside societal material things, but as far as psychologically, that's why in the black community, we look at our 20s as our years to be able to do whatever we want. Oh, this is our 20s. We should know. Anywhere else in the world, your 20s is your most important years.
Right.
Matter of fact, in some countries, for women, if she's not married by 25, she's considered just a waste in most countries. And it's not just China. I know they like to use China for examples. There's a lot of places in the world.
Mhm.
Like your 20s are your most important years. So yeah, she's an industry hoe. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but that's just what she is.
Right. Well, let's continue let's continue, brothers.
But for the most part, like those women really ain't got no outsource in a sense. Nobody their age wants them, so it's the people that's going to make them feel like they're wanted will be the younger generation of men. That's why some of these older women are coming back, coming back and like, hey, young fella, be at the club. You want a PlayStation? Hey, yeah. Hey, I got a little Xbox, new Xbox, customs for you,
Mhm.
rockets,
I
number
mean,
four.
but look, at this point in time, I'm sure they know who she is.
Mhm.
I'm sure even if you're 21, you probably know some of the guys that she's been with, and
Mhm.
that's not a knock because if you're a professional athlete, you women might not know all the women because it's not because like I mean for this topic I looked and saw that she had dated. I was like, well, damn.
Mhm.
But guys are a little bit more secretive. And
Mhm.
so a lot of the people that I don't know if you want to call it date, smash and dash or whatever the case may be, guys try to keep that stuff on the hush. But when you're a female, it's kind of hard because the word's gonna get around because guys talk. Guys have turned into broad these days. Because when I grew up, that thing was hush.
Mhm.
You ain't kiss and tell. You didn't
Mhm.
know. I mean, but now, bro, why I care? Man, hey, man, I used to. Okay, bro,
No, like
you
no,
ain't
like,
messing with her now. She with me now. So whatever.
that's the athlete, that's the young kids now. Like shit, there was girls that I know that they got 3 or 4 dudes on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
Flow 8, flow 3, flow 12, right? And then that's just the facts. But you know, these young generation kids, just like when we was young, right? We're looking at these women like
Right.
these are the like in his world, this is probably one of the finest women that he's ever
Mm-hmm.
seen,
Yeah.
right? So to him, the past don't matter.
See, this is what I don't understand, and I get what Gilbert Arenas is saying because the brother's young, but my only problem is nobody's teaching these young boys how to be men and the things that they're gonna have to go through, especially these guys that's gonna be making millions. That's what gets me upset. You got other brothers like Zion Williams. You got I forgot the other player's name that played for Minnesota, but he's another one. These two, and there's another guy that plays for he plays for the Celtics. You got these guys that are they're young and they're dating older women. Why is nobody telling these guys that, hey, you need to watch out for these women? And maybe somebody is telling them, and maybe they're just going in one ear and out the other. I don't know. I could be wrong. But brothers, y'all need to take the time out, because at the end of the day, if you have a son, and what would you do if you found out that your son that's 21, and you find out that he's dating a woman that's 39, 40, and then you also find out that she has 3 kids by 3 different men? Are you going to warn your son, or are you going to give him props because because he's smashing an older woman? We got to be better than that, brothers. We have to be better than that, because a lot of times we don't teach our children anything, and then we're ready to put them out at the age of 18. And we can't continue to do that, brother. And that's a very bad thing that we do in the so-called black community. We're ready to kick our children out at the age of 18, and we didn't teach them anything when they were younger. You should start teaching your children from the time they learn how to talk. You should be raising them up. All this stuff about kids should be kids, that's fine. When are you going to start to teach them how to be an adult? That's the question. How long are they going to be kids to be kids? How long are they going to be kids being kids? What age are you going to start teaching them? Go ahead, Real.
You're absolutely right, and this you're seeing the same thing. That this is one thing that's not changing: the literacy when it comes to taking care of yourself, finances, knowing your economics, just knowing, educating yourself, and you're seeing this generations and generations. Much hasn't changed.
Right,
I don't even think I should be seeing anybody as far as these Hall of Famers and stuff like that. There's a guy on Gilbert Arenas show, Mechanics. Uh, that man lost a lot of money, and he's trying to recreate. He's getting back on his feet, but he didn't know a lot. Gilbert Arenas said himself, like how when he first got his first contract, how he spent that money in just less than a year. He bought jewelry and a car.
mm,
Like and you would think that they're gonna, okay, there's another young person getting into the league. Let me hook them up with some financial information, who to go to, where to go, how to educate yourself, get somebody involved. They're not doing it. It's a dog eat dog world out there, and if you don't have a great support team, that 300 million he has, that's a lot of money,
right,
and plus endorsements, management. He's gonna have a lot of different brands after him. He's going to be making close to 500 million altogether. But it just sucks that he doesn't know, like, because those players be in the gym all year round, and they have to trust, and I think they're going by this thing called faith. And my mother's involved. My mother's taking care of me. This, and that. Family members. My father's involved, and these athletes come out the end broke. Unfortunately, it's like it's like these athletes are just trying to live their life and have their fun and do, like, I think this is just like, imagine, like, now, like, this chick gets pregnant and you don't know what she's gonna do after she has that child.
right.
You don't know what she's gonna do. What's the other chick name that got caught up with a young NBA player? I forgot her name. Um, she was known for sleeping with a lot of celebrities. I forgot her name, but that guy has to pay 130 K a month.
Oh, you talking about PJ
He was a young
Washington?
NBA. Yes, to 130K a month. That's crazy to a chick that's known for having sexual relations with all these celebrities, another industry hoe. That woman don't have to do nothing for the rest of her life. Like, she would. What the 130K a month? The hell do you need to do anything for?
Right,
Like, I don't. I mean, he's irresponsible. I don't blame her at all. Like, he's at an age where he's gonna have to take responsibility, take accountability for his. I'm not gonna even call that child a mistake, but he just should have made. It's just obviously what that woman was gonna do was try to get money from him.
right.
Like, it's crazy that. But another young person that I'm not gonna call him a victim. I'm not, but he just being irresponsible. He must not have a good support team. I always think to myself, y'all must not have a good support team.
Right.
Let this just, but that's it.
Let's go ahead and continue.
Hey, Gil, I don't know about you, but I'm just trying to find one of the more jet centerfolds that I used to have stapled to my wall in college. And they know they're probably about 70, but let me catch one slipping.
Listen, we used to be in there like, hey, that's Pinky at the game. Pinky from the porn, hell yeah. Shit, I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot at it. We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care. Like, you know what I mean? we don't care, man. And
Right.
and that's where he's at. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's like, I'm pretty sure whatever she's doing, them 21-year-olds his age ain't doing. And that's her advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because she's happy to be there. Right? She knows she's been there before. She knows how to play her role. She knows how to like make him feel like a man and make him feel important versus a girl his age.
Right.
Think it's about her.
Yeah. And the thing, Gil.
Wait a minute. Come on, Gilbert. She knows how to make him feel like a man. What does that even?
No. He's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. He's basically saying a woman at that age, Slim. She's been there, done that to the point where men just want peace. She probably just stays in her lane and she gives him what he's 21. What he's gonna want to do? Have sex and go out from time to time, have a cute person. Like older women do have an advantage when it comes to them. It's coming from a dude that was like that was like an addiction for me. Like the older women just know how to make you feel good. I'm not gonna say feel like a man, but if men are only saying we want peace, these older women are just giving you peace. They just, like he said, she just wants to be there. Okay. She just wants to feel. These older women just want to fill a void. They don't have. Obviously, they didn't get to where they wanted to be. They didn't get the husband. They didn't get the white picket fence. And she's old enough to know. I know she's in that generation where she wanted that. She just got caught up. She probably grew up in a different. But I know ultimately, for most women want to have that white picket fence future. But yeah, she's gonna know how to stay in her lane. Those young chicks probably think they're the prize. They probably gonna make him argue with him, make his day. That man get off practice. They probably gonna be arguing in his face. Actually, if he's texting someone, I can guarantee she ain't bothering that man. She's probably cooking for that man. She's probably doing whatever he wants sexually. She's probably just sitting there looking cute and giving him back rubs and shit, just making him feel good. She's probably not, and that's why they got the advantage. I think.
Okay, well, I didn't look at it like that, but hey, you corrected me or gave me a different perspective because I didn't look at it like that. But I'd probably jump the gun too. But let's go ahead and continue.
The thing is like a female. It's kind of hard for a female to be with an athlete and ever go back to a common guy. It's not, and I don't mean common. I'm saying, but once you get to that lifestyle of being able to go places that guys that work 9 to 5 or that's not a professional athlete. So don't take this the wrong way. I don't mean common, but what I mean, if you're a professional athlete, you have access to things that guys that work 9 to 5, that's not professional athletes, that's not a celebrity, that's not an entertainer, doesn't have access to. So once a female is gotten accustomed to that or been in that, it's hard. That's why man, she was with such and such, she was with this rapper, she's with this NBA player. Where does she go? Because she's gotten accustomed to dating a guy that can give her a lifestyle. So she needs that lifestyle.
I agree.
It ain't even that she needs it. She's going to get offered it. No, she's going to get offered it. Like,
for sure.
What is the Tori? Well, no, not Tori. Harvey. What's her name?
Laura Harvey.
Right. We know who she dated. Right.
Mm-hmm.
She can walk into any locker room and say, "Hey, man, who want to date? Who want to date me?" Go to all 30 locker rooms. You're going to have 5 to 9 dudes raise their hand.
Yeah.
Women like that look like that, their options are limitless long as they look good because the younger generation looks at them like idols. The people their age is like, nah, we good on that. Somebody who's younger, that's like, oh my God, that's her. I want her. I got the money. Let me go ahead and take my shot. So, women like that are going to always put themselves in position to find younger men, right? If you want to call it
I will agree with him to a certain extent because even the older guys they still want eye candy on their side too. So I don't really it could be I get where he's coming from, and maybe because the woman probably I look at it like maybe the woman might still want to have fun because the older guys already know what's up. Some of the older guys probably know what's up, so they're probably not going to tolerate the nonsense. Or they're not. Oh, well, now she's been passed around, so I'm good. I might just smash and dash. But I get what Gilbert Arenas is saying. Did you want
Well,
to say
I'm
something?
gonna say this. I do believe that a younger guy is more likely to give a chick like those women
Mhm.
hundreds of thousands of dollars. There was a guy that got exposed. I forgot his name. I think his name's Zion.
Yeah,
Because
Zion
one of the
Williams.
chicks that he was just yeah, he got caught up and she exposed the fact that this man was sending her. He didn't have no kid by her or nothing. He was sending her over $100,000 a month.
Yeah.
And she was just like, "Oh, I need to go I need to go clothes shopping. Hey, you forgot to pay me this month." And oh, my bad, and just sends her 90K, 80K. And I agree with them. Like, you go from an industry where someone will gift you a Rolex, a
Mhm.
100K Rolex, Palik, all these expensive things. Give you a lamp. Oh, I got you a Phantom. Here's a Phantom. Here's some properties. I know somebody that you can get some properties for the low. You can go to these islands, these exclusive islands. That's addictive. And I do also agree that these women are getting offered that
Right.
because they know how to shut up. Well, for the most part, the ones that we don't hear about are the
Mhm.
ones that are shutting their mouths. I think some women just, and that's why they end up in the same circumstance. I feel like the equivalent of an NBA player. They end
Right.
up broke and didn't finance either. But the women that know how to be quiet, they're invited to these exclusive places. They get opportunities, and like Gilbert said, she can go to all 38 rooms, and she's going to get at least 9 players that are going to pay a lot of money just to be in their presence, just for them to be around them. Those young women don't know how to act. So I understand what they're saying, the dynamic.
Mhm.
And Draya, she's very attractive. Like she's like I said, you're very attractive women.
Mhm.
They're going to be able to have this privilege. It's just, and she just got caught up in the industry where I think it's more comfortable for men with that type of lifestyle.
Mhm.
I know it sounds crazy, but they will go after her before a random chick at the mall for some odd reason because they know that they could probably do things in front of her if they're doing drugs,
Mhm.
if they're doing. You'll be surprised about what these women be exposing about these men doing. You hear about these dudes doing crazy stuff, drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
They probably so accustomed to it that okay, she already knows the deal. Like when she's with me, she knows the deal. She knows to be quiet. But that's
Right.
all.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and continue.
predator because it's they will do that to us. They would do that to us, but in reality, there's not one man in here that's young that won't take an older woman. It is different.
Yeah.
Older women treat you well. The older women seems creepy. I guess that's how it looks.
Look, it's not a situation I can see if she's 35 and she got a 13-year-old, she's a 16-year-old. Man, dude 21. Dude know what he doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he doing, Gil.
No, he won't.
I mean, even at 19, I knew what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew her age.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was kind of cool. I like, you want on young shit?
Yeah, you just got to be careful on your wordage. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't say ma'am. There's just certain shit you just can't say. Being young and she older. You know what I mean?
I call her miss. I was calling
Yeah,
her
yeah.
miss. I couldn't help it.
Well, brothers, we'll stop right there because I have another video that I want to play with Joe Budden, and you're gonna see how you're gonna see the reaction with Melissa Ford. I think it's three: Joe Budden, two other brothers, and Melissa Ford. You're gonna see the reaction. One thing I'm gonna point out is when a woman, I hear this a lot. Women should correct women, but women don't do that. A lot of women don't do that. They praise stuff like that. So you're going to see the interaction when Melissa Ford is questioned by Joe Budden. So let me go ahead and pull that video up real quick.
That she believes men that date younger women are predators. She's pointed that out. She said that numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
She said that she was caught up in a circumstance like that. This is why they was on her like that, because she's like, I got manipulated. I got groomed to believe me talking to these older men, and she preaches that. So that's why they were on her, and now she had to put her foot in her mouth when it came to it. Even though she kind of gave into it, she kind of answered at the end, but it just goes to show you're absolutely right. Women can somehow, I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense when with other women, and they will make it seem like we do is behind the scenes, and it's all they're not talking to each other. I've had like I said, I talked to my women about this, and they say that they will hear their friend talk about situations
Mm-hmm.
and know that they're the problem, but they don't want to say that because they know that the friendship will end just because she said, well, did you ever think that you could be causing the problems? That will end a friendship. That's why women don't really point out those specific unhealthy things that they do, their friends are doing in their stories, because they'll lose a friend. Women are not really loyal to each other like in America. I'm noticing that.
Right.
It's not really. It's really like, and I tell American women, hey, treat her like you don't like her, because that seems to be the only time you're honest with your female friends. When you once you see watch when you see these women or anybody in real life, or even look on this app, they're the best of friends. But as soon as they're not friends anymore, they're saying the most ruthless things about each other. The truth is coming out now.
That is true.
They'll get very honest, but a week before they're protecting it. We don't know what we're talking about, and then they're saying the same thing everybody else is saying about their friend. It's
Right.
crazy.
Right. Let's go ahead and get into this video with Joe Budden and the Joe Budden show, because things get a little bit heated.
Draya in overalls.
Okay, no, go ahead. We can go there.
Did y'all see Draya in overalls at the Rockets game with all of the fans speculating that she may be pregnant from a 21-year-old Jaylen Green, who's the same age as Draya's oldest son?
Did see that.
I did see that.
Mel.
No.
Mel.
Ish, what was the question you
Big
asked
Mel.
earlier?
I don't remember.
Big Mel.
Yes.
You asked
The floor is yours. We ain't even
Hold
gonna
on.
say. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Mel. Ish asked earlier, is that considered
Oh
grooming?
my God, you are an ear hustler.
No, I'm just saying we was right here. Why you been insulting me lately?
I'm not.
I'ma
You
let it-
called yourself an ear hustler.
I'm gonna let it slide because we got a broadcast. But Ish asked a question.
of that chair, Tom. Get down.
It's not even a fart.
Hey, hold on, y'all jumping me because I got change. I got turn this shit up differently.
Can we get to the?
All right.
Get to it.
Come on, Mel.
Do you all think it's grooming?
Mel.
No.
Yes.
Please don't do that right now.
Okay.
Don't.
You see what just happened? They asked her a question. See, she doesn't really, brothers. She doesn't want to answer the question because, she don't want to stir the pot with her other women friend, and more than likely, she's probably done it herself. I could be wrong because I don't know her. I don't know nothing about her dating life. I don't know nothing about it. Maybe she has dated a younger man and she just don't want to really call it out. But let's go ahead and continue.
Don't ask us anything. This is why you're hired, so we could shut up during topics like this.
Yes.
The floor is yours to say anything that you think needs to be said on a platform this large about a matter this large.
Is it okay? It's speculation right now. She was wearing overalls. Everybody's in a tizzy. We don't know anything. So,
Tizzy.
yeah, I mean, no, this is a tizzy.
Okay.
This is a tizzy. Everyone's talking about it and whatnot.
What do you think about all of it? Fucking everyone's talking about it. Nigga, we here. This prime time. Lights is on. Bright lights. Playoff time. Everyone's talking. Everyone.
Is it grooming?
We're speculating.
How much? What's his contract?
Oh,
He's gonna be.
I'm asking.
He's gonna be.
I'm asking
in
for
a few
reason.
years, he'll be making $300 million.
Okay, so
He's gonna max out. He's gonna be one of the max guys.
okay, and so in no way, shape, or form do you guys
Go ahead, Real.
Do you see what's going on right now?
Oh
It's
yeah.
speculation. They didn't ask her. They asked her a specific question. Even if it's speculation, the whole what about how you feel about this thing? She's an older woman. She's damn near 40 at the time of the video. I guess she was 39. He's 21, the same age as her oldest son. What would you call that circumstance? That's what they're asking her, and she's like, it's like this is the gymnastics, these word gymnastics that women play when it's like a direct question in correlation to something they're probably preaching against as far as a male's point of view, a male's perspective. But now that we're asking you from a female's perspective about what's happening in the vice versa circumstance where an older woman's talking to a younger man.
Right.
They just want to know that. It's just it kind of annoys me when women do that, but it's just sad that her. I watch this show a lot. I often watch this a lot, and when we have these conversations, because it's normally about rap artists that talk to these video vixens or these women in the industry,
Hmm.
and because she's been in it for so long, she always has a story about how they took advantage of these women. You never have to get you never have to give semantics about this situation. She's like, she'll look at you like you're crazy if you're doing what she's doing. Just like, you
Hmm.
know what I'm talking about. These older men grooming these other, they're using their money, they're using their power to take advantage of these women. Now Draya is not broke. She got her own money.
Right.
So it's not like you could, I mean, but 300 million is a lot though. Even if she does have a lot of money, 300 million is a lot of money. But I'm still saying she's not a broke woman. I don't even think the other chick was broke. Some of these women have, they make their brands, they do their things, they do business. So you got to be able to just answer the question.
To be
But that's
honest,
all.
I think honestly, I think I just don't think she wants to. Either she's dated somebody younger than her, or she just doesn't want to get backlash. But let's go ahead and continue.
Do you guys think that he has any choice in who he dates, who he fucks, who he has babies with?
Yes,
Yes,
he
we do.
does.
Now,
Yeah,
what do
he
you
does.
think about everything?
Okay, well then that's really it. This is a man making a choice to be with the woman he wants to be with.
We're not talking about his choices as a 21-year-old whose brain is not fully developed. We're talking about Drea in her 40s having a baby by the young man whose brain is not developed. Do you have a unique take on this, or do you just want to meander? Because if that's the case, then I'll act like a woman and start talking. This is prime time.
I'm gonna come help you, bitch.
Yeah,
She all on the
What are you talking about?
Look at that bitch.
yeah. Come on, Mel. Come on. We don't have time for the meander
She
shit. Come
all
on, give it to her.
quiet.
Tell the truth for a change. Speak from your heart for once in your life.
Tell us, speak up.
You don't have to always try to gain woman audience.
What do you want me to speak from? Like my opinion
Never
of
mind,
what
never mind.
I of what
I'm
I
gonna
would
ask you a question.
do?
I want you to speak from. If your son was 21 years old and a woman your age was dating your son and got pregnant by your soon-to-be super wealthy son, what would your response be?
Now that is a good way to pose a fucking question.
Okay, good.
Because literally just leaving it open
He posed
to
it.
like whatever.
He posed it. Yeah.
I, as his mother, hell no, fuck no.
Why is that?
Why?
Because it looks, smells like a duck. No. I'm not trusting the situation. I'm not trusting her intentions. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm absolutely going to want to guard protect my son from himself.
Got it.
That's what I'm going to try to do as his mother.
Now, before Real says something, why did it take her so long to answer that question? It should have never
But
took her
I
that
don't
long.
this is I don't even really like that he framed it that way, because that's kind of still putting her in that's being disingenuous. She should have said, how would you feel if your friend told you your friend was in that circumstance? She's an older woman, she's your age, dating a younger guy in his 20s, so and so. Because when you say mother, women are very hypocritical when it comes to what they will allow their kids to do with what they're dealing with. The women, I think most parents are, to be honest with you, not even just one. I think men are too. I think the whole thing, that's why I often say, hey, would you want your kid to date somebody that has your foundation? That's now has put you in a place where, wow, maybe I should fix some things, because if my child was dating someone like me, and I know I got a lot of things to work on, it's different now. When you say mother, when you put yourself in the place where you have to be a mother, it's different than when you hear your homegirl saying, or you yourself even doing it. Because a lot of things that you would do as an adult, you wouldn't want your son to do as a man. I don't want my son to. So when I feel like that she ran with that because it's easy to answer a question. Like, of course, your parents not going to want their kid to be in that circumstance, but that doesn't change the fact that you yourself wouldn't be in it, or someone you do. You wouldn't look at it like that. You would look at it completely different. Every time you put put the kid as your kid in a scenario like this, you're always going to be protective. So I felt like this was a bad example. He should have used something like her friend or something, or something variation of that. But when you say, "Oh, you're the mother," what do you think most mothers are going to say? No, I obviously they're going to be like, my son's about to be a multi-millionaire. This is my son. Most they don't. She wouldn't even want a girl his age. She would be like, focus on your career, focus on basketball. She's not going to want no woman, let alone a 40-year-old.
Exactly.
But that's it.
Let's continue.
But am I going to be successful? He's a grown-ass man. He could do whatever he fucking wants. And he's going to do whatever he wants. I can't control him, but I'm not going to like it if I'm his mother.
So due to the fact that we speak on when men do it, we consider it grooming. Now that is in
I think
the
that,
reverse.
and also,
Yo,
I'll
let's
also,
have this talk without her, because she about to piss me off.
but I'll also say that I don't like the term grooming being thrown around so often.
Really?
Yeah.
When did
Because
you
of
say,
what- because
when did
of
you
what
say
it-
that?
Huh?
When did you come up with?
I'm saying it now.
Yo, let's have this talk without her, please.
Now, before they continue, you see what she said. She doesn't like the word grooming being thrown around, but she's only saying that because it's a woman, an older woman dating a younger man. I'm sure she's been in conversations where where she has found out that older men dating younger women, and I've heard it myself. They say the word grooming. I've even heard the word predatory.
She said it on the show. That's why he asked that question, because she said it about her experience being a vixen model. She's talked about her friends. She talks about the culture of it, the industry. Now, today, this is why she said it today. She said, "I'm saying it now, literally now." This is crazy. Like, what? Because that's why he was like, "When did you say this?" Because you always pretty much say this anytime there's a man in this circumstance. It's just crazy. Like, that's all, man. That's it.
Right.
Please, gentlemen.
What the fuck? Wait, am I in the Twilight Zone? She said she don't like to use the word grooming?
Go ahead.
No, it's not that. I don't like the way that it gets thrown around and applied to it's like overused. The term is overused. And when a term gets fucking overused and bastardized, it loses its meaning. That's what I mean.
Respect, man.
Mel, are you crazy? Like, are you okay right now?
I'm fine.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He asked me about grooming. Okay, go. Come on.
Gentlemen, what do y'all think about Draya potentially having a baby by 21 by a nigga the same age as her son?
To the gallows.
For starters,
Is she a predator?
We're assuming that she is pregnant. We don't know. So
Yeah,
if
this is speculative.
Right, it's all
she looks
speculative.
pregnant. We've been watching Draya for over 15
And
years.
don't nobody want to
for
say
15
we love
years.
Dre. That shit is crazy.
She looks nuts. She looks absolutely nuts.
Let's be real.
There's nothing to say.
nothing.
Can I say something,
I
Joe?
just don't understand how everybody
Hold on,
go
let me-
mute when a situation.
Let me just say something. We was talking about Marcus Houston and his young wife. If you could go back to that, and you said something pertaining to grooming. You used that word pertaining to Marcus Houston and his wife.
Yeah,
so
they use bastardized, all this bullshit she up here saying.
And you said that was grooming, and I gave you pushback. You were like, no, Flip, that is grooming. So now we're asking in reverse of this older woman with a 21-year-old man, and you're not giving us a response. You're not keeping the same energy. So.
I would know. I was just specifically talking about the term grooming and how it does get overused. That's what we do. It's like a term gets thrown into the public lexicon and then everybody starts to use it and misapply it. You know, clout was one of those words that people got a hold of and they just started.
So the threshold is with
you
dudes.
Yo, please.
She's good.
Please, don't say nothing to her for the remainder of this, because she's driving me up a fucking wall with this bullshit.
Why?
Oh, she's asking. Let her talk.
Misogynist is one of those words. Because anytime that somebody say something that or points out something that is going to hold a woman accountable, the first thing they say is, he a misogynist. The definition of misogynist is somebody that hates women. So I could point out some bullshit that a woman is doing and not hate women.
Agreed. The term misogyny gets thrown around way too often and applied to shit.
Can we get it back to this
Yes.
grooming?
Yes.
No, please.
Please. Thank you.
What Mel, you are correct. Grooming is a word that's thrown around. We talking about this specific situation right here.
Where Draya looks nuts.
21-year-old
that might have had your poster on his wall his entire.
Y'all see what y'all and I can see why Joe Budden is getting very upset, because she's over. What she's doing is she's shifting the topic, because she really doesn't want to talk about what's going on, because it might. I'm not going to say it's going to affect her career, but it's probably going to make her look bad, because for all we know, Draya Michelle might be close to her, might be close to I forgot the girl's name already, but they might be close. We don't know. So she
has a female audience though.
Right.
She does have a big female audience. Mm-hmm. So that's why they're saying it. And it's funny how literal she's being, right? How she was being literal about it. And yeah, when it comes to these topics about when he was talking about the Marcus Houston situation, she literally called this man a groomer, and she was arguing the case that he's a groomer. She's talking about how it's being saturated. The only time we hear that word is when it's towards men.
Right.
Like so is what now is very specific to how it should be used when we're using a woman. Now it could be overused when you have to apply that to a woman. That's just like, and I would, and one thing, all she had to do, and one thing about me, just say that it just doesn't look the same way. Unfortunately, a man's gonna always look like a groomer compared to a woman. I would have been even though I don't even like that, I would accept it. I would accept it. I don't think the connotation of grooming should be on either or.
Mm-hmm.
But she can throw that in there. But for her to be like, she's like, she does not want to just say, yeah, she's a groomer. But I honestly, I kind of, to me, I'll talk about it later about my, like I said, men and women objectively have different positions in society. It has kind of shifted in the Western culture with what women can do in society, to the point where a woman that makes the amount of money that Draya does, because she makes a lot of money, and she can be in a position where she could talk to a guy, even if he is going to be making millions, she could be in a position to talk to a young person, pretty much get the benefits of that.
Right.
It's just in the Western culture, you're just going to see these unorthodox circumstances when it comes to dating in men and women. So I can't even, because even then, even it's still expected, even when she's making that money, that he's supposed to be upgrading her life.
Right.
It still looks that way. Like that's the, I'm not gonna say it's the sad part. I'm just gonna say that's the reality of when we try to accept everything about what happens in society. It's just with her, like, it's just her. She preaches this Me Too movement, this grape culture. You know what I mean? She preaches this all the time when it comes to men and when it comes to dating these younger women in the industry, men with money, and then it's just, why can't you answer the question? But That's it.
Right. Let's go ahead and finish it out, brothers.
entire high school career.
Very rich.
He might have had your high school poster. I mean, your poster on his wall in high school. He knows who you are. He probably is looking like the Don Dada to his friends, and you know that. And he's your son's age, and you are potentially having a sexual relationship with somebody.
And
that is
as
your
a woman,
son's
you
age.
can't give a real opinion about a 40-year-old woman having a kid that's with somebody the same age as their kid.
Okay. Yes, I agree with you. It looks fucking crazy. If in fact she is, because we're speculating.
Right, we're speculating.
But if it is a fact, it looks crazy. It looks crazy, especially the fact that she already has a kid that's like 20, 21 years old. That looks nuts. It does. It does.
And to your other point off mic, she's Draya. So when I brought up the Leonardo DiCaprio thing, your response was, because you done read it already, your response was, yo, he's Leonardo DiCaprio, he's fucking gorgeous, he could get whomever he wants. If now we're going to use the same exact metric and say that Draya is Draya and she's gorgeous and she's stamped, she can get a nigga that's not 21 years old.
So is the grooming...
And I'm sorry, Flip, and we assume Draya to have her own bag.
True.
Mm-hmm. So
what's the intention behind dating a 21-year-old?
Because it ain't a $300 million bag.
It's a balloon in a bag.
Listen.
It's different types of bags. Nigga.
But according to Mel, with the Leonardo DiCaprio statement, to me, it sounds like grooming is what I'm trying to use. It sounds like if you look good and you're fly or you have money, then grooming is okay.
No, that's not what I said.
I'm just saying,
no.
You didn't say that. You didn't say
the
that.
women think that being a predator is okay when the nigga's in the league.
No, when the woman is the predator and the man is the prey. And when it's a flip situation
and when the
man is hunting, then it's disgusting.
Then it's disgusting. Yep.
Yeah,
It's
they got a
disgusting
list
when a
going
man is
around. I'm not even on that whole list because do what you want. Like they
Who
got
was on the
Tay up
list?
there. They got Tay up there with Stephon Diggs. They have Bernice up there with Jaylen Brown. Bernice is 43. He's 27. Like they have.
Dang, that's the other person, Jaylen Brown. That's the NBA player that plays for the Celtics. I forgot about him. He's the one who played for the Celtics. Golly, that's looking a little. That's looking crazy too. And I again, brothers. I honestly believe that the reason why a lot of these older women are dating these younger men is because one, they know that these older men are not going to put up with the nonsense. That's one. And two, they're already washed up. So it's more of a fantasy for these younger men. It's a fantasy. It's just like how some of us, we fantasize about going and maybe dating or having sex with an exotic woman. It's almost the same thing. These younger brothers are vulnerable, and that's it. You got anything real?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's irresponsible. Like I said, I don't think he has a great support team. Do I think Draya is wrong? No. I feel like she doesn't pretend to not be that type of woman. Mm-hmm. Look at her catalog of men. Look at Bernice Burgos' catalog of men. Look at the other lady. I think they're being. One thing about me, I don't criticize the formula, but the people judging is the one I'm going to have to question, because if you're preaching this, and it's crazy because she said Marcus Houston was a predator for talking to an 18-year-old, but Leonardo DiCaprio he's known for just dating. He literally will dump a chick before she turns 20, and will talk to another 18-year-old. And she said because he looks very attractive, it's different. He can do what he wants. So even her ideology about it changes with, like, that's why Flip said, are you saying because they look good now it's okay? She didn't say no, because the one thing about when you make these type of statements, you don't have to say directly that's what you're saying, but that's what you're saying. This is why I often tell women, especially, like, when you make a statement, it means something.
Yeah.
So mean what you say, because obviously you said one guy looks good. He's known for dating 18-year-olds. He's a multimillionaire. Marcus Houston, I'm pretty sure he's still rich. He's dating an 18-year-old too, and he's a groomer. She didn't even want to answer the question. She said, "If it," because this is when everybody was speculating this video anyway. But we know it's true now. She is pregnant. He did get the deal for $300 million. He's 22 now. She's 40 now. See, it is true.
Right.
It looks crazy, but I'm gonna say it doesn't look crazy because her history. This is what she's been doing. I feel like when it's like she's a notable like industry chick. I feel like when they're in your face and you still say, let me go jump into that, let me go jump into that lake. There's something like, look, you don't have a good support team.
Right.
Bernice Burgos, any guy talking to her? Like, what do you? If I just wanted to, because you're right, they're fantasies. They're just fantasies. These are very attractive women. They're not trophy wives. They're not conservative women. They're just they're fantasies. So you want to be able to look. You want to be able to have your fun, go on these trips, these yacht trips, these things that these multimillionaires do, and move on. Like, golly, I don't get it. It happens, but I'm not mad at her, and I'm not mad at the man that they're not hiding it. That's it.
Right. I will say this, brothers. With the men, we got to do better and teach our younger men, especially if you have sons. We got to teach them better. I mean, we know that they're gonna do whatever they want to do at the end of the day, but they may be able to look back and be like, I effed up. He probably gonna look back and say that he effed up too. He probably will look back, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and finish this out.
They have a list going around, but Draya is the one that pops out.
Right, she's the first one on the list.
You
and
fucking
it's like
you fucking a 21-year-old, and cool if you want to fuck a 21-year-old, cool. But now you got a baby by a 21-year-old. You are a predator. And I said this last year, yo. It's a lot of women in their 40s. I can't believe that you won't speak to this.
She don't think it's predatory.
No, she's pandering because she don't want to alienate herself from a woman audience the same way that women do on these platforms.
But what if
and that's the problem with women on these platforms. When we need y'all to really kick it about women, y'all do this, thinking y'all trying to be kumbaya with women. This is nuts. That whole circle that is predatory and targeting these young kids in college, high school. Y'all acting like Nike.
New Joe Biden.
You know what? I might have to start looking more into Joe Budden's podcast because I didn't know he'd be getting grimy like that. But like again, brothers, there's a lot of brothers that's saying that she's predatorial. There are people that's saying that she's grooming. I personally don't think neither of those. I don't look at it like that at all. I just think that she's trying to be a survivor. And again, all you got to do is look at her track record. I would tell you to start from 2010 and look at her track record of all the men that she has either dated or married. Every one of them were high profile men. Every one of them. So, brothers, we got to do better out here. We got to raise our children correctly. And we know they're going to still make stupid choices. But we got to do better than this. But that's pretty much it. Go ahead. Come on up, man.